Welcome back to the preview here in the channel. So, Ravens, Chiefs, AFC Championship game. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Uh, if it's your first time stopping by, subscribe. Would do me a big favor. And leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts. And yeah, here we go. So, the Ravens will face the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl. And yeah, the Ravens will have their first home game. It's important to note, first home AFC Championship game ever. Every other time the Ravens have went to the AFC Championship, it's been on the road, win or lose. And it's going to be the fifth time in team history. We went 2-2 in the all time in the AFC Championship game. So yeah, 2 wins, 2 losses. It's been 50-50. But this time we get to host one, and that is probably the most important game in most important home game in the Ravens history. Now, we're facing the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs, regardless, despite all their flaws, have still managed to make it to the AFC Championship. Will it end here? Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does end here. Because that's what, if it ends here, that means the Ravens get to the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Another thing to note is that we might have Mark Andrews and Marlon Humphrey. We see a chance in Marlon Humphrey. The only way he plays is if he practices this week. And I'm talking practicing all practices. Not like, hey, I'm just going to practice once and that's it. Or once or twice. All practices, and it cannot be limited. It really cannot be limited. Calf injuries are very tricky. They either take a week or you're out for months. It is never that simple. So, if I have to bet for Marlon Humphrey to play next week, I'm going to say no. Is it impossible? No. It's obviously not. But it's not looking good. Because at least Mark Andrews, he got to practice. He got some full practices before the divisional round. He almost did play in the divisional round. He was close to, but we decided that he wasn't ready. We saw that he wasn't ready, and then we sat him. That's a thing right there. So, yeah. This game should have happened 4 years ago. But the Ravens didn't take care of business in 2019. The Chiefs did, but they didn't face us. And, yeah. Better late than never, right? A better equipped Ravens team. A complete Ravens team. Compared to 2019. 2019 was not a complete Ravens team. It was not. And these teams, even the last time we played the Chiefs, it's been, for one season, we didn't play the Chiefs. We last played them in 2021. 2022, we didn't. 2023 in the playoffs, we are going to. We haven't played them in the regular season. So, again, the Texans, we faced them in the regular season. We really knew. if we're able to catch the Chiefs by surprise, it's not going to be easier for them to adjust because they don't have another a chance. They will not have another day, another week. We haven't played them. It's been a while, right? It's been a big while. The Ravens under defense alone, have 14 different starters from last time we played the Chiefs, which was in week 2 of 2021. I'm talking about the defense alone. One of the core pieces that the Chiefs have are still there. They are still there. They still have the system. Well, not technically not. They still have the quarterback. They just don't have Tyreek Hill. They don't have that guy that can just kill you. Travis Kelce is still there, but it's a Travis Kelce that is older, 2 years older from last time. And 2 years ago, Travis Kelce was way capable of things than now. Travis Kelce is not. It's safe to say he has regressed. He's still the best tight end in the league, but he's not the same as he was even last year. Even a year ago. We saw the difference, right? So people are going to go and point out all the amazing games Patrick Mahomes has had against the Ravens in the past few years. Whether he won or lost against us, he still had good games. Even when we beat him, we still had good games, yes. But this Ravens team is fully revamped compared to even a year and a half ago. Wink Martindale, he was like if you wanted to see him exposed, have him play the Chiefs, and then he would be exposed as not as good of a coordinator as he is against every other team. He did pretty fine. He didn't do bad. He was not a terrible coordinator, but it was his difficulty of adjusting. Because he would send the house. Whether our defense was good or not. He would, injured or not. Injuries, no injuries. Practice squad corners, no practice squad corners. He would blitz anyone. He would send the house against whoever it was. You search up on Google the word blitz. His face pops up. Because he lives and dies by the blitz. And if you know Patrick Mahomes eats you alive when you blitz him. When you don't, he's still going to eat you alive. But he's slowed down. He is slowed down. Part of the reason why we were blitzing a ton is because we weren't able to get pressure without it. But even with the blitz, we weren't even able to get pressure. So the problem was still there, except we would get maybe one more sack than when we wouldn't blitz. Right? So that's the big difference here. Where I'm going with this one is we are now able to come at Mahomes with 4. We could send 4. We can not blitz at all and have quarterbacks in shambles completely. It's night and day. Mike Macdonald's scheme matches up very well with Mahomes. And if it doesn't in the first drive, okay? If they do a different approach, cool. Mike Macdonald is very good at adjusting. He does it, and he does it quick. This is the biggest difference between our coordinators right now and our coordinators 1 year ago, 2 years ago. They are able to adjust. Halftime adjustments are a thing to them. Greg Roman was not, he would run whatever he runs, and it would just be that way. And you just have to hope. You just have to hope it works at some point, right? You just have to hope it works, right? It was this, right? Lamar save us. It was basically that offense. Because in Greg Roman's system, we've seen us get blitzed so much with cover zero. You have teams who think that the way to stop Lamar is to send the house. Yeah, cool. Except now with Todd Monken, it gets you destroyed. We may not expect it at first. It may work at first because we do not expect it. But when we adjust, it's over. It's over for you. And what is very, 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 very funny here, right? I said in the last video that we were being very disrespectful in the second half to the Texans. The reason why I said that is because we were, in our adjustments, we were running the same plays because it kept working. And what is very beneficial in this game is that it does not leave, like, the Chiefs are going to watch the film from the second half, from the beautiful second half we called, right? But there isn't much they're going to expect. There isn't much. Because we ran the same shit. We did not reveal the entire bag yet. They will not see it coming. So it's not like we gave a lot away into what made us successful. We changed a little bit. We of course did, because that's how we destroyed them. We destroyed the Texans in the second half. But now, like, while doing this, we didn't reveal too much. Not too much is out there for them. So they're going to try to adjust to what we ran in the second half, but then we're going to have the new stuff as well. We're going to implement the new stuff. This is what makes this offense unstoppable. With the way Greg Roman did his stuff, no one was supposed to stop the offense this easily. Greg Roman's offense is easily defendable. Chiefs defenses before this year were not that good. They were not. The last elite defense they've had was like it was literally when Justin Houston was still on the Chiefs. With Justin Houston, prime Marcus Peters, all these teams, right? Like, not teams, players. All these guys. Since then, the Chiefs' defense has been either terrible or just mid and just dependent on just making big plays at the right time, right? Todd Monken's offense makes you have to cover every inch of the field, because if you don't, you're getting eaten alive. We are taking your lunch money. That's how the offense should have always been in the Lamar era. This is how it should have always been. So, again, we made one of the better offenses in the league look lost. We did not even allow a touchdown. I am expecting us to really cause trouble to Mahomes. Because Mahomes doesn't have the receivers anymore. He doesn't. He has Kelsey, but that's it. By the way, that matchup between Kelsey and Kyle Hamilton, it's going to be to watch. Kyle Hamilton, he had a matchup with George Kittle. He had that matchup. Did he win? Yes. Kyle Hamilton had 2 interceptions in the Christmas game. So he had the edge. And George Kittle is a younger guy, younger, faster. He's better blocker. He he's no slouch. George Kittle is the second best tight end in the league. He's the best tight end in the league, not named Travis Kelce. Or you could debate that he is the best. But hey, I think it's Kelce. But Kittle is right behind him. And the gap is closing. So Kyle Hamilton, he's been able to also shut down good tight ends. He's been able to shut down the best tight ends this season. We saw what happened with him and Sam Laporta. Completely shut him down. I mean, that entire line's offense was shut down that day. I mean, 6 points. But yeah, our corners, they really held their own, despite Marlon Humphrey not being in the game. And that was against one of the hottest receivers in Nico Collins last week. We have to face Nico Collins. Nico Collins has been going off in the last few months of the season. And he, besides from like 3 plays, and it was just 2 plays that were chunk plays, basically. Yeah, 2 of them were chunk plays. And then, like, the rest of them were, okay, like, short receptions and then tackled immediately. We did not give up much. And their best receiver is going to be... Their best wide receiver is MVS. Wait, yeah. Either MVS or Rashid Rice. Rashid Rice, hey, I'm more concerned for him than MVS because MVS, he has drop issues. He still has drop issues. So, as long as we're able to get to Mahomes, they won't even be a factor. Because they're not that receiver that are going to be that safety blanket for the quarterback either. Like, he's not a Tyreek Hill. Mahomes can evade the pocket, even if you pressure him. And then Tyreek Hill is still open. And then he can chuck it outside the pocket to Tyreek. He does not have that anymore. And they have a lot of drop issues as well. Lots of drop issues. So, yeah. I would prefer Marlon Humphrey to play. But if he can't, I'm not overly concerned for our corners. Especially with how they played last week. Because it was still a good receiver core. The Texans receiver core is stacked when healthy. They lost 2 guys. And their receiver core on paper still looks good. Robert Woods is a good receiver. Nico Collins is a good receiver. John Mechie, he is not to be underestimated. And they had Dalton Schultz as well. He's a great tight end. Yeah, Brevin Jordan, who's a sneaky guy. So, yeah. So the main thing on the defensive side of the ball is just get to Mahomes. We might get help with their offensive line because Joe Thuney, he got injured last game. I have no clue what's up with his timeline, but I would assume he is questionable, right? If he's questionable, I think he plays. He got positive news. Yeah, it says he got positive news on the injury. So, yeah, he suffered a pec strain. Yeah, the MRI came, I think, yesterday. But, yeah, I still think we get to Mahomes because we have been doing this against the better linemen in the league. The better O-lineman in the league. So I do expect a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. That's going to be the key to win. Like the big factor. And our offense is going to need to get ready to put points on the board. Put points on the board. And I do not want to see what happened in the second quarter. That's not what I want to see. I hope we use Dalvin Cook more because, hey, he might be our best running back on the roster, regardless of what Justice Hill has been doing. Because I'm not going to expect Justice Hill to do this 2 games in a row. He's going to have his moments, but Justice Hill, he's still just a guy that is benefiting off of having to stand aside from Lamar because of the fear of the play of the read option. Because this is gonna a running back in Lamar besides Lamar always benefits the running back, regardless of who they are. Well, unless they're completely cooked. So yeah. That's gonna be it. Score prediction. I'm gonna say. Honestly, I'm gonna say 28-13. Ravens. I doubt it's gonna be a shootout. I doubt we're going to just put up points and points and points. The Chiefs, when they give up a lot of points, they lose. When they give up more than 20 points, they are 1-4 this season. 1-4 this season and playoffs. When they give up more than 20 points to an opponent. So it's going to be important to score more than 20. So, because, yeah. We need points. Sorry, my mic cut. But, yeah. 28-13. Ravens is going to be the score. My prediction. Every time I predict a close game, we end up blowing the opponent out. So, hey, Ravens, if you want to blow them out, do us a favor. And either way, you're doing the entire world a favor by beating the Chiefs. Just send them, all the Taylor Swift people, home. Send them packing. The world depends on the Ravens right now.